Hi, it's Hazel and welcome to my channel, Hazel and Aka Design. I'm so glad you're here. I I've fallen behind in the Junk Journal January 2024 challenge. Of course, that was not my intention, and it would have been very easy, especially if I hadn't done any videos, to just let it slide, because of course. Maybe I still haven't learned the life lesson that you can't possibly do everything. I know that's a condition that afflicts, I think, mainly women, where we have difficulty saying no to anything. So, Junk Journal January. That's great. Check. What about a live craft and chat? Yes, that sounds exciting. Never done one. Check. How about a 52-week challenge put on by a YouTube friend? Sure, sign me up. And so it goes. Every one of those things, and that's just 3 examples, is very important and exciting and fun. But add them all up and, well, when do you sleep? So anyway, I did a video on this little journal that I made. It is small. You can see it fits in a hand, fabric covered. And I made a pocket in the front to keep the prompt list. I had shown you the ones that I had done ahead of time. Okay, here's where we're going to start playing catch up. So because I was so far behind, I think I had only done up to number 9. And yesterday was the 19th, so I was 10 days behind. I basically hopped around a bit, both because I either didn't have the idea what to do, or or the next sequential page didn't lend itself to it very well. So I should have let me grab a piece of white paper. I always have scrap paper beside me. Sorry, should have thought of this sooner. And just because something has been written on one side doesn't mean that you can't get mileage out of the other side. Okay, let's try to do this so it's a little easier to see. So this I've written is pattern, and it's day 14. So I had all of these scraps on my desk because this is from a new digital kit that I have in my coffee shop. And it's a set of stained glass patterns. And these particular things were they could have been like faux washi. So a lot of pattern very easily. But we know that pattern is kind of, So I used the black elements. I looked for a fussy, or what do you call this? A die cut that I already had. And then I chose the word believe, that was also another die cut, and it has a very subtle pattern. So, and again, are these going to make it into a museum of fine art? Hell no. But they were a good exercise, and I can put a check mark beside them. So let's just keep flipping through, because like I said, I was playing catch up. Let's use 2 pieces of paper. Okay, this was day 17, and it was whimsical. Now this page was out of a, a shorthand book. So it had kind of that blue writing. I was looking through where I've got my kids' images, and I saw, and this is the extent of the illustration on that page, these 2 people wearing these old-fashioned galoshes. So I thought, well, that's kind of whimsical. It had the blue design around. I fussy cut around it, and done. Okay, what have we here? Then this was day 12, torn edges. Now, that was absolutely so easy because I'm always tearing edges. So this was a little brown paper page. And I had, again, I was using stuff that, I have my little pouch of some stuff to use. Plus I was using other things that were within reach. So music paper, the same doily that has appeared elsewhere in the book. This is part of the design that was, I think it was a freebie as part of the month's events. I should say, this is a collaboration with Meg Journals and Get Messy, something like that. I had, I don't even know what that paper is, but I've used it in several places just to unify and knock back some of the color. This was actually a sticker. It was like maybe the shape of a ticket or a label or something. I tore the edges, I made it smaller. I inked around it just to give it a little more oomph. Life without love is a shadow of things that might be. I haven't used any birds lately, so I picked a bird that worked with the colors, and again, done. This one was day 18, and it's borders. So under here, I have this that I had cut off some page, and this that I had cut off another page in the same book. So that was my structure to begin with. Because I will be working on a purple journal, cake box journal, later today during a live craft and chat, I had purple elements on my table. This was a piece of this. Now, I absolutely love it. This was some gel printing I had done a long time ago. And it's when I see things like this that I'm reminded that I need to pull that out and play again, because you literally can lose hours just having fun, using up papers, using up paint, and create a whole bunch of collage fodder. I had some ribbon kicking around. I had this lace. I found this in a little fussy cut flower pouch, and that was day 18, borders. Okay, Eclectic. Now, this is out of my comfort zone whatsoever. Whoa. Apparently I need to use art glitter glue. This, believe it or not, okay. Oh, this is totally lifting. When my daughter and her man first got together, as a Christmas present that first year, he said, I'll take you anywhere in the world. So I still don't know how they decided on Portugal, but that's where they went. And anyway, came back with, something for me and something for my husband. And what he got was like a can of sardine, looks like a can of sardines. And in it, and it had the, the pull tab, actually sealed like a sardine can. A pull tab, and inside were these, and I've trimmed this down, were these foil covered pieces of chocolate in the shape of a sardine. So it was like a can full of chocolate sardines. So, he, I don't know, didn't. Anyway, long story short, I had to eat them. Didn't want to, but I was the one that got to eat them. So Again, a normal person probably would have thrown those wrappers away. Instead, I kept them, and I'm thinking, well, what's more eclectic than a sardine, a foil sardine? So I had other pieces of paper. This was from that Galoshes book. This was something that I I just threw all these things together because in my mind, that's sort of what eclectic means. And eclectic, I think, is also, if you know the work of Salvador Dali, was sort of those, flying clocks and the distortion and the weirdness of it all, surrealism. So I thought I really can't go wrong by doing this. And so, when you see people doing things where they've added wings to animals and halos or crowns to, whatever, and everything is distorted and everything is kind of everything but the kitchen sink. That's sort of my understanding of eclecticism. And is it the best page in this book? I don't think so. But it was baby steps in that direction. So I'm okay with it. Let's see. Then I did, then this one is interactive. So I thought, well, interactive could mean, just this fold out, which I already had, when I bound the book, but maybe I could do better than that. Now I had this image kicking around my desk. I fussy cut it around so it's like a sewing cabinet set up. This was nearby. I found some pattern pages or pattern tissue, the schematic that comes out of a pattern. And so I started, on tissue paper, I said that. I laid that down across the whole thing. And then I thought, well, okay, where's the interactive part? So I had more of these scraps out of a sewing book. This was more of the same. This actually came off some vintage. This was part of a vintage wallpaper that I will be listing. By the way, I've been sitting on that stuff for probably 2 years, not knowing how I was going to make it available to people. They were huge pieces, and they weren't a traditional wallpaper book. They were a wallpaper book of mural designs. So it was one whole landscape or one whole, whatever the scene was. So I've cut them down, tore them down to more manageable sizes, but I still have to photograph them and so on. Anyway, I digress. So what I did here was I added a brad, kind of in a related color, and this is going to pass for interactive. So these 3 scraps of paper, I've linked them or corralled them there with that brad. And then I thought, well, okay, I have some purple thread in a needle. Why don't I do a bit of sewing? Now, again, pretty lame sewing here because, of course, when you sew through paper, it is, obviously it can tear through. And I did a little X over here. So these 2 things will affect kind of, and even that brad will kind of affect what gets done there next. Okay, do I have anything else? Pattern, well, maybe let's just keep flipping. I thought I had done, oh, maybe not. Okay, interactive, borders, whimsical, pattern, torn edges, eclectic. Okay, so that is it. It was late and I thought, okay, I cannot do any more of this tonight, but let me at least bring you up to date on what I have done. So I will attempt to stay a little more current in keeping this going. And I also realized that when I made this book, I kind of did it with the intention that there would be 2-page spreads. So I'm glad I decided to do this page, because I had been limiting myself to kind of a single page, which is pretty tiny, I must say. Anyway, guys, that is it. By hook or by crook, we will get through Junk Journal January. I hope that you are participating, and I hope that you're saying yes to a lot of the opportunities that come your way. Anyway, we will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.